Bernie Sanders is demanding this Social Security change. I have all the details and what he's calling for here in the video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, now first off, whether you like Bernie Sanders or not, I've said this for years, you kind of need to watch what he says and listen to all the details, because one of the things he is an advocate for is reforming Social Security, raising benefits by at least $200 per month and $2,400 per year. He's also a huge advocate for expanding Medicare and Medicare for all of which I've talked about previously in other videos. But Bernie Sanders is pounding the table and demanding some changes for Social Security. And at the end of the day, this would actually probably be a good thing for the overall beneficiaries and certainly be a good thing for the program as a whole as well. But there's also some mixed opposition about all of this information and what Bernie Sanders is calling on. Either way, I'm going to bring you the details here in this video and what he's calling on now, right? Now, here's the thing. I want to point something else out really fast as well. Bernie Sanders is very outspoken. And again, sometimes the things that he points out seem a little bit off the wall, like, I don't know if that's going to happen. And then sure enough, a little while later, it actually happens. So again, we saw that a few years ago when Bernie Sanders was demanding different things out there, and a lot of people were like, no, it's not going to happen. And then sure enough, it actually did happen. So again, whether you like him or not, you kind of need to pay attention to it. And again, that's why I like to watch Bernie Sanders and just see what is he talking about now, because you just never know what's going to actually happen and what may come into fruition. So anyway, let me talk through the details. All right, so pop this up here on the screen, and you can see the article in which I'm referring to. So he likes to call this scrap the cap. Sounds pretty nice and rhymes a little bit and has a nice little flow to it, right? But what does he mean by this, and what would it actually mean for the beneficiaries as well as the program as a whole? Well, what this means is the maximum taxable earnings. Now, hang on for a second here, because I'm going to tell you the details of this and how it directly pertains to the beneficiaries, raising benefits and improving insolvency, stuff like that. But here's what it comes down to. For 2024, the maximum taxable earnings of Social Security payroll taxes is $168,600. In other words, all income up to $168,600 for 2024 was taxable by Social Security payroll taxes. Now, that number is actually going up by $7,500 in the year of 2025 to $176,100. In other words, all income up to $176,100 is taxable by Social Security payroll taxes. By the way, that's 6.2% paid by the employer, by the employer, and 6.2% paid by the employee, right? A total of 12.4% is paid in through basically every dollar that is earned to the Social Security Trust Fund. And that's where Social Security gets the bulk of its money. Well over $1 trillion a year goes into the Social Security Trust Funds from this money right here, the payroll tax. That's where they get the bulk of their money and will continue to get the bulk of their money. But Bernie Sanders wants it to be a whole lot more than that. So he's actually calling on basically taxing all income over $250,000, which, by the way, that's a really nice income. Not many people earn $250,000 a year, but he wants to tax all income over $250,000 a year, and basically at the 6.2% again from the employee and 6.2% from the employer. So a 12.4% tax, and that money from those high income people would go right into the Social Security Trust Fund through Social Security payroll taxes. Okay. Now here's the thing about this. This would only impact a very small percentage of our population, but nonetheless, it actually would be a lot more money coming in to Social Security through all of the payroll taxes here on the individuals making a very solid, very nice, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or more, right? So it's any income over that threshold that he has indicated. Now, what would he do with the money, right? Well, first off, it's not Bernie Sanders that's going to do anything with the money. Nobody single-handedly can just come in and just, distribute money out of Social Security. That's not how it works, right? It's the program collectively. However, here's what this would do according to the statistics and according to this article that I'm sharing with you, which is this would push out insolvency by 75 years. Remember, right now, and again, here in this article, they say insolvency is going to hit in 10 years in 2035. That's not totally true. They're not telling the whole picture, right? And again, it's not just this article. It's literally every single report that's out there. They say, it's 2035. If they combine the Disability and Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund, then yeah, it's 2035. But if they don't do that, then it's 2033. So it's really only 8 years away, realistically, unless they change the law and they do that, okay? And they combine the trust funds. But my point is, either way, it's either 8 or 10 years. Okay, fine. There's nothing to sit here and argue about, but you get my point, right? It's 8 or 10 years until we hit insolvency, and I've talked about that many times before, but they said this would push out insolvency rather than 8 to 10 years from now. It'd push it out by 75 years. Okay, that's a win. Not only that, he's saying that this could expand benefits, expand the program, and not only that, but it would also increase benefits. They could easily do this by $200 per month per beneficiary, or $2,400 for the entire year per beneficiary. Now, this is another hot button issue that's out there, and I know that a lot of you here in this community wonder the same thing: is when are we going to get the $200 raise, right? I see the question down below. Not every day, but probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week. I better see it down below in the comment section on videos, right? But anyway, he's suggesting that by just doing this one simple change here, by scrapping the cap, and again, what I mean by that is scrapping the cap on the maximum taxable earnings, right? It changes a little bit every year, but that's what he's talking about, okay? So basically bringing more tax revenue on very high income people. That's the whole point that he's talking about here, okay? So if they were to do that, he's thinking that they could get an extra $200 per month or $2,400 per year for the beneficiaries. Now, my little rebuttal and a little change to that would be, my little reform to Bernie's plan would be this much. Do all Social Security beneficiaries need a $200 raise? My answer is no, nada. That's not how they need it, right? The higher income people getting, say, $3,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, which, by the way, that's the new high benefit for 2025. It's over $5,100 a month is how much the maximum benefit can be in 2025. It's nuts. It's a lot of money, right? It's over $60,000 a year somebody could be getting paid from Social Security. So anyway, that's my point, is that does somebody like that really need an extra $200 a month? My answer is no, not a chance. What they really should do, if they're really going to think about and consider this $200 per month raise and really, start implementing something like this, in my opinion, what I would like to see happen, don't give it to everybody, because everybody doesn't need it, but rather just focus that money on the people that actually need it. Maybe like, the middle number, right around $2,000 a month or so. Anybody less than that would get the $200 per month, or anybody less than the federal poverty line, 100% for sure should get that. But things like that. Again, I just feel like sending it out to everybody would be kind of a misuse of money. That's just in my opinion, because the high income Social Security beneficiaries probably in general don't need it. Now, here's the thing. Would they take it? Probably, because everyone wants to, for the most part, they probably want it, right? But do they need it? Probably not really, okay? Obviously, there are probably some people out there that do need it, and that's okay, right? By all means, get them the money. But my point is, that's just what I would say would be a more efficient use of money, and that's just my little change to that. But again, who knows what the real answer would be going forward. But anyway, this is what Bernie's at, and again, demanding this change. We'll see if anything like this actually happens, but I would not be shocked at some point if we do see some type of scrapping of the cap of the Social Security, the maximum taxable earnings, just simply to bring in more revenue to that. But again, remember as well, it goes up every year. For 2025, it's going up $7,500. On a percentage basis, I'm going to be real with you, I don't know what it is. I didn't run the math on it. But on a percentage basis, it's it's going up a bit, quite a bit actually. So that's what's going on. So it's continuously moving forward. Now there are other plans out there as well to have like this donut hole effect. Essentially, have the maximum taxable earnings, whatever that is, and then this donut hole effect where there's no taxes up until $400,000, and then the tax kicks in again. That's another proposal that's out there, and we'll see. But eventually, over time, that gap would close, and then all income essentially would be taxable by Social Security payroll tax. So we'll see what happens here going forward. But again, Bernie Sanders doubling down on his calls here and basically just saying, hey, we got to scrap the cap here, and ultimately it would do all these different things for the program as a whole, pushing up benefits, increasing benefits, prolonging insolvency, expanding the program, all kinds of fun, cute things like that. So anyway, that's what he's talking about, and I hope this helps you to understand what's going on and what's being called on. But again, you just got to watch all this. Honestly, you never know. I mean, here's the thing. You never know, right? And I say that all the time, but realistically, you don't. That's why you got to continue watching the headlines, because who knows what lawmakers are working on behind closed doors? Who knows what they might bring out, right? But here's one thing that we do know for a fact. They must change Social Security in some way, shape, or form within the next 8 years. Otherwise, we will get a guaranteed cut to benefit. Nobody wants that. That would be a guaranteed cut because they're going to be out of money. Okay, that's the problem, right? Anyway, I hope this helps you. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button right down below the video. Totally free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and thanks for being part of the community. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. It's my dedication. It's my promise to you. I've been here for years. Feel free to check out the other videos here on the channel if you don't believe me. Well over 5,000 videos. Again, thanks so much. I really, really appreciate this community. Also, share this video. There's a share button right down below. Feel free to share the video with your friends on social media. Anybody that may benefit from this information or that receives fixed income benefit, please feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with them. I really appreciate that as well. Also, again, like I said, check out any of the other well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now showing up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Please just have a nice day. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you again later.